The government of Canada isn't even trying to hide the fact that they're communists anymore. They're trying to pass universal basic income in Canada right now. This is not a conspiracy theory, and it's not a joke. Bill S-206, an act to develop a national framework for a guaranteed livable basic income. That's universal basic income. Now, some of you, mainly communists, leftists, social justice warriors, probably think this is a good thing. And I'm about to tell you why you're very wrong. But first, let's go into some of the details of the bill. You're eligible to receive this income starting at 17. The bill also says that participation in education, training, and labor is not required to qualify for universal basic income. You can literally not work the rest of your life or go to school and you will receive this income regardless. Now, maybe I'm crazy, but disincentivizing work and education for a 17-year-old that just wants to play video games, watch TV, and eat Cheetos all day doesn't sound like it's good for society. But the foolishness continues. The bill also says that it will be providing universal basic income to begin the transition of an economy designed to respond to the climate crisis. So this is based off the assumption that there is a climate crisis, which literally any credible scientist denies. You can read Fake Invisible Catastrophes and Threats of Doom, Dr. Patrick Moore, Climate Uncertainty and Risk, Judith Curry. I'll even throw in Fossil Future, Alex Epstein, all credible scientists that believe climate change is real but is not the end of humanity. Bill Gates himself, the ultimate advocate for climate change, denies it in his recent article. He spells out the current narrative about climate change that it will lead to the demise of humanity is incorrect. Fortunately for all of us, this view is wrong. Although climate change will have consequences, it will not lead to humanity's demise. Which, by the way, a lot of people don't know, but climate change also has positive consequences like global greening, but I really want you to understand the negative effect of a society that disincentivizes work and education in a population starting at a young age. This will disincentivize working, learning, and gaining skills. Soon unemployment will grow and the unemployed will outnumber the employed. The only way to make this work is to exponentially increase taxes on businesses and individuals that actually do work. This will push businesses and wealth away from our country. Governments will replace private sector jobs with public sector jobs, growing our dependence on the government. Soon, universal basic income will go from an option to a mandate, since you couldn't get a job if you tried. The government will then decide what you need and limit what you want. People will lose all sense of purpose in life. Those that don't believe they are getting enough money will commit crimes, making the country unsafe. I wish I was making this up, but this is the reality of universal basic income. See, communism tries to solve poverty by just giving people money, but that's not what solves poverty. Solving poverty takes working with the people that are in poverty to gain the skills they need to make their own income. This is how communism works. This is the system that led to the deaths of over 100 million people. They make you dependent on the government, take away your mental faculties and financial abilities so you rely on the state for everything. And it's all about control. This is the individual sponsoring the bill, Senator Kim Pat, an unelected official appointed by the Governor General under Justin Trudeau's recommendation. And her bio makes her sound like a very nice person, but don't get lost in the wordplay. They disguise this as compassion for the poor, like there's some glorified Robin Hood taking from the rich and giving to the poor. But you can't make something from nothing. To provide tens of millions of people with universal basic income, you need substantial tax revenue and money printing. So we're talking about anywhere between 50 to 100% tax rates and money printing that will skyrocket our debt, lose us our credit rating, and make it so no one wants to lend to us. So don't think about what you will get. Think about what you're trying to give up in exchange. Life is about trade-offs. So the question is the universal basic income worth your freedom? It's interesting because they frame this like they're just trying to help the poor and they're just trying to help people, but what they're really doing is increasing our reliance on the government and in the same time making the poor dependent on the government. The thing about it is the way that you lift the poor out of poverty is not by giving people money. That is so crazy. All you have to do is train people, give people the skills, give people the resources and the time to develop those skills on their own so that they can use those skills to generate wealth for themselves. People need a purpose. People need to wake up in the morning and think, I need to do something for myself. And I need to earn something for myself that I can say is mine. No one wants to live off of the government. It takes away your purpose, your drive, and your meaning. People need meaning in their lives. I cannot believe that people are even proposing this. Do not believe people that give you handouts. There is always a trade-off for everything.